Hey, welcome back to FreshPlays.
Hi, guys.
Hello.
So, you may be wondering, hey, they seem a lot further in this episode than when we last saw them.
Yeah.
That's because we are. We
Oops.
recorded an episode, or at least the audio of an episode, but we neglected to actually hit record on the video. So, there's just a kind of podcasty kind of experience left.
So we're gonna still release that audio, but there's nothing to go along with it. So please excuse if you choose to watch it
Or listen to it, I guess.
Please excuse that when we say, "Oh, Mike, jump over to the left." There's nothing to reference for that to be referenced.
And actually, I remember we were being very complimentary, like, "Oh, that was amazing!" So just picture Mike doing something amazing, which it's not hard because he's an amazing person.
And then
thanks.
make a video response to what.
Make a video. That's true.
Watch the video. Watch the episode, and you'll get that joke.
That's a callback.
Yeah.
Oh crap! I was gonna say something, and now I'll forget.
All right, that's all right.
Welcome back. I'm
Yeah.
Beth.
Welcome back.
I'm Jeff. Still.
And I'm still Mike.
Still Mike. So
Still
sad.
Mike.
I feel such a good. Whoa. Okay.
You gotta get on the other side.
Oh,
can't, yeah.
That's tricky. That's
Too
kind of
late.
clever. I like
Mike
that,
feels
though.
very bad.
I feel pretty
He's
terrible.
the one who presses the buttons.
Oh,
I wasn't gonna call him out.
I was.
Beth is all about calling me
It's
out.
true.
I'm all about the call outs.
That's why we call her
The
out.
call out master.
the call out master.
I like that. So,
I mean,
as
that's a
titles
mistake
go.
that all of us have made at some point. So
Yeah, that's true.
I still like him. You're still all right in my book.
Oh yay!
You can still say.
Yeah.
And,
As long as you
after-
stay good at video games.
And buy us sandwich platters and
Yeah.
ice cream.
I do want to call back. We bet how many episodes it would take for us
That's
to
true.
beat this game.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Do we remember our numbers?
Yes, I was 4.
I was
I
6.
feel like I
No,
said
you were
2.
I was 5.
You were 5. Yeah. Way to just try to change it.
Okay, Mike was 3 because I remember Jeff split the difference.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm 3 instead
Yeah.
of 2. Okay. So
Is
that
this-
works.
Although I like the idea, Beth, of every episode you change it until it's correct.
Yeah.
Like you keep guessing until you have it. And you're like, oh yeah, that's what we said all along. It's like,
Yeah,
Beth, we have it recorded. Like, we have proof.
No, you don't.
Nice.
You can't prove it to me. I remember what I remember, and that's the only truth that exists in my existence.
That is a very, I guess,
It's a
relativist.
demented way to look at life. If I don't remember
Hey.
it properly, then it didn't happen. The Civil War didn't happen.
There is a.
I wasn't there. Fuck it.
That's a philosophy, though. That's a genuine thing some people think.
What?
There was a guy, I bet you hear this a lot. There was a guy in college I knew who had that philosophy. He was trying to tell me, we used to get into arguments about God, which I'm not going to bring in here because, hey, internet.
Yeah, it's probably fine.
But
Tell us in the comments how much
Video response
things
with
about gods.
right, yeah, they make a video response where you tell me about how my thoughts on God are garbage.
Yeah, I couldn't figure out what I wanted to ask them to do.
You want them to
I
do
was like,
something.
God, just say something.
Yeah.
Damn it.
No, but he was
Not a
like,
cat. There's a cat that's crawling into my armpit
Oh,
right
and
now.
I looked at it, and then.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mike.
Yeah,
I threw
you
you off. And also, I'm interrupting Jeff. Jeff interrupted.
that's all right. It's the sequel to Girl Interrupted.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say that sounded like
Jeff
a TV
interrupted.
show or something.
It's just a guy trying to tell a story and they keep interrupting him
And no
for
one
an
will
hour
let
and a
him.
half.
That's how long this episode's gonna be.
Working title, Jeff interrupted. No, but I forget how this fit in to his philosophy because he was a very strident believer in a very old school Christian God. But one of his tenets was if I don't observe it or think it or if I don't believe it exists, then it doesn't.
Really?
And I think that was his rationale for believing in God. Was he well, I believe in God, therefore God exists. And I was so if I were to punch you in the back of the head without you being aware of it coming, would you appreciate the
Oh,
distinction?
look at you! I love the questions.
Yeah.
I was gonna call you a troll, but that's not being trolly. That's just being an active thinker.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
It was
You're
a
welcome.
bit of a. I could have phrased it more diplomatically, but I was getting frustrated with him at that moment. As one tends to get debating things like theology. I feel like. Actually, I'm curious with you guys. The
Jeff's
classic.
I don't want to talk about God. Actually,
But actually, hey,
let's talk about God.
God or no God. Guys, here's my belief. I am a God, so
Woo!
that's.
Oh, buddy.
You know, Jeff, I can see it.
Yep, I'm the God of
The God of
long pauses.
The God of critical thinking.
That would be. You know what? I'd be all right with that.
Yeah.
No, what I was gonna ask is the classic wisdom is that you don't want to talk about religion or politics
Right.
at the dinner table. But I'm curious if that is like true for your guys' family. Like,
Yes.
does your family? Yes. Okay.
We don't want to talk about that because my dad doesn't watch this, so it's fine. He gets a little heated. Like, he gets angry, and then then everybody's in a bad mood, and then.
But I mean, like, does everyone
It's not a
disagree?
conversation so much as it's just like antagonizing other people for what they believe in or not believe in.
Yeah.
It could be considered antagonizing if differing views
I see.
are a thing.
I see.
But it's like it's hard to have a conversation with somebody who gets emotional about something
That's
right
true.
off the bat.
Yes.
My family, by contrast, does have that conversation.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The thing is, there's not a lot of fighting with it. I think we're all pretty unified on the front of whatever we're feeling.
Yeah, that'll help.
When it comes to politics, but religion is a more interesting conversation because my mom
Always
and my
is.
dad were raised, I think, Catholic. Like my dad was an altar boy and my mom went to Catholic school.
Oh.
And
So, like, really Catholic.
Really Catholic,
Yeah.
yeah. But I was not raised with any particular religion
Nice.
inferred on me,
Yeah.
which I thought was pretty neat of them to do.
You told that awesome story in improv. I don't know if have you told it on the show?
No, I have not told
Oh,
it
you
on
should
the
tell
show.
that story next.
You
But
want me to-
continue. Yes, I really, you
Remind
really should tell that
remind
story.
me later about
All right.
so I can tell everybody my experience with the Christian church. But my
No
mom.
hate to Christians, just a asterisk on that.
No, just my.
Right.
Anyway,
Oh shit, we're doing it. We're discussing religion.
Ah!
We
my
said we
mom's
were
a
gonna do-
Buddhist now.
Is that seriously?
Yeah, she's
That's
a
awesome.
she's a practicing. It's not a congregational thing at all. It's very personal to her. But she subscribes most to Buddhist teachings and kind of like Eastern philosophies.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to say that she is so much more calm and so much sweeter and so much more joyful in her own life by herself
That's
than I've
awesome.
ever seen her before.
That's
It
really
is
cool.
awesome. I'm very proud of her.
Do you see her like? I guess like. Do you see those like teachings like directly manifesting themselves, or is it more of like a general demeanor change?
I think that's yes to both.
Okay.
Right?
I guess so.
They
I don't
manifest
know.
themselves in that she has a general demeanor change.
Right. But what I mean is like, does she meditate a lot? Is she go? You know what? Maybe I just don't know enough about Buddhism to comment on this in an insightful way. But I'm wondering like, is it? I guess is it a philosophy or a religion to her? Would
It's
you
a
say?
philosophy.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
certainly a philosophy.
Gotcha. That's fucking weird. How am I
And
supposed
it's difficult
to
for
do that?
me because it is such a personal journey for her. I don't know how much I can speak to her
Right.
experience with it, but I
Yeah.
can say that she does not yell as often as she used to. She's more open and receptive to just kind of moving on from things.
Yeah.
Whereas before it was more difficult. And you know what's funny that I just recently found out?
What?
So my dad was raised Catholic and was an altar boy and all that, and he has 3 siblings, so I have 3 aunts and uncles.
Yeah.
What's happening, Mike?
There's this weird boulder. You have to push it away, but there's no way to
Can you
do
ground
that.
pound? What happens if you ground pound?
Oh, nice.
Oh. Hey.
Good call.
You're welcome. So my dad was raised Catholic. All of his siblings are Catholic, and there was actually a concern for my soul. Like my aunts and my uncles are worried. Move it up to the
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
He's got it.
We're worried for my eternal soul because my parents chose not to baptize me and not to go through that whole
Sheesh.
process.
Yeah.
Which is mind-blowing to me
Right.
as someone who's not really affiliated with any of that.
It's such a weird thing because I
Yeah.
think I forget, is it Pete Holmes or is it there's some other writer I know who is not particularly religious, but he says it was John Boyce or John Bois, I'm not sure how to pronounce his name, but he said that like it's such a tricky thing because on one hand when people say things like that, like what word you're gonna go to hell because you're not baptized, you're like your instant defensive thing is like, well fuck you, like you're basically calling me a bad person, right? So I'm going to hell. But there is like a weird kernel of like concern and love, especially when it's family.
Yeah.
Like we are genuinely concerned you will suffer. Like this is something they believe, and like to them it sounds totally normal. So it's like I can't really be mad at you unless you like try to take over my life or manipulate me for selfish reasons. But at the same time, it's like at a certain point you are concerned for my well-being, which is nice. But
Yeah.
Christ, like
Did you save right now, Mike? Just to.
I can.
yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Beth, wait. I want you
Yeah.
to tell the story about.
You want me to tell the story
Yeah.
about my experience with the church?
Yes.
All right. Okay. I want to preface
Settle
this
down,
by
kids.
saying this is my own personal experience. I don't mean to suggest to anyone that what you practice is not valid or any of that. I don't think the story does that.
No, I don't think so.
But just I'm being careful.
Yes.
Anyway.
No, absolutely.
So in high school, because I was not raised religious, I had I didn't have a lot of experience in churches and things, and so I thought, as a grown adult, maybe I should make a decision, see if I am interested in practicing Christianity or whatever it may be that's offered to me. I don't know. Let's try some things.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
keep an open mind.
Yeah, I had a couple of buddies, my friend Trevor and my friend Dan, who attended the Church of Christ in Walled Lake, Michigan.
Which you missaid as the Church of Jesus?
Church of Jesus.
Church
Yeah,
of Jesus.
I told this story at an improv class, and I butchered the name of the church.
Yeah,
that's funny.
Which we made
Church
into
of
a bit,
Jesus.
if I remember. Like we latched onto that because it was hilarious.
And so, what I did is I signed up for a Bible study class with them. So I would learn and read a little bit about the Bible and see if this was a Jimmy Jam that I was into.
Yep.
So, the day that I went down to get involved, it all took place in the church basement. There was the youth leader and all the different high schoolers from every year of high school were all there to learn together. And the newbies had to fill out this form. And the form was pretty general. It was like, what's your name?
Right.
What are some of your activities? What's your age? What are you interested in doing? And then the last question at the end of the form was, have you been baptized and therefore cleansed of all of your sin by our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ? And it was such a loaded question to me.
That's such a great way to put it. That's a loaded question, right?
Absolutely. Like, are you a devil or are you okay?
Yeah. Right. If they had just said, "Are you baptized?" Great.
Yeah.
That's a fine question, but you are front loading the shit out of that answer.
Totally. And I was because this is not something that I have a lot of experience with. I wasn't sure.
Right.
I didn't think I had been baptized.
Right.
But I didn't want to tell them no, because then I'm sin itself.
Right, yeah.
And so I wrote maybe on the sheet. And I told this story to my parents, and my parents couldn't stop laughing because it is such a big deal in that church that to say maybe is almost impossible for everybody who's affiliated with that church, because it is such an enormous moment for you.
Fucking nice, Mike.
Yeah.
It took forever.
Maybe
I'm
save
sorry,
again,
guys.
save again. Whoa.
We both were like, shit.
Or don't save.
I'm trying. I can't save right
well,
there.
no, go back down to the thing.
There we go. Very good.
Okay.
Anyway, you were saying. So you were maybe sin itself.
I was maybe.
Possibly sin itself.
Maybe sin itself. And we did the whole thing. The Bible study is generous to call it a study. It was read the Bible and then A, B, and C. Here are 3 sentences. Which one of the sentences exists in the Bible?
Oh,
and it's
okay.
Okay, this is just reading comprehension. This is This isn't. No, it's not even comprehension.
Not even comprehension,
it's
just
did
memorization.
You read it?
Yeah.
But then after the conclusion of this story is that after we did our whole you studied the Bible, and then we did a test for all the kids to learn the Bible. Oh, everyone knows the Bible! Yay, celebrate! We had a trip to Cedar Point planned, and so we all got on the bus to go to Cedar Point. And we went to Cedar Point. We had a nice time, which is if anybody doesn't, people know what Cedar Point is.
I think so.
I think
it's
so.
It's the biggest amusement park in
the Midwest.
North America.
Yeah.
But then on the way back, I actually left my birth control on the bus. And I didn't realize this until after I'd gotten home and was in my bed and obviously didn't have any birth control to take.
Right.
So I had to go back to the church the day afterwards and ask the youth leader for my birth control back because he had found it and he was hiding it in a
He was hiding it?
Yeah, in a
what
drawer.
A weirdo.
What was the other option?
Just leave it out on your desk?
It's this girl's birth control.
He wears it like a necklace,
He was
as a charm to ward off
it
evil spirits.
Safe for me.
Whoa, wait. Oh, okay. I thought some shit was gonna happen.
The epic conclusion of this was this youth leader telling me, basically schooling me that I shouldn't be taking birth control, and that I was essentially a whore. So,
and then you looked him in the eye and you said, maybe.
Church is not for me.
Oh, okay.
Church
you
is
said
not
that.
for
Yeah,
me.
that was a much more definitive thing than
That's
what
the
I had.
conclusion of that.
All
So
right.
that was our talking about
That's funny.
All right.
the church.
When we come back, Mike will test his faith and then fires the Mount Horror. Yeah, that's rewarded.
All right.
Beautiful.
Mike, you're a whore.
Oh.